Hello, everyone, and welcome to your video on proportional relationships. Now, I will tell you that proportional relationships, you could get into a lot of fancy math talk when we start talking about proportions, but today is just a nice, simple introduction. And what we're going to think of it is we're going to think of it as when one thing goes up, the other thing increases by a constant amount. And you're thinking, okay, that did not clear anything up. I didn't understand what proportional relationships meant, and now I don't understand what your little definition means, so math is hard. I hate it. Yeah, no, stop. Let's do an example. Then it will become clear. So here we have an example comparing how many cookies we eat with how many calories are consumed. So if we eat one cookie, we consume 200 calories. Two cookies would be 400 calories. Three cookies would be 600 calories. Four cookies would be 800 calories. If we eat 5 cookies, how many calories will we have consumed? And I bet that you were able to say that that would be 1,000 calories. Why? Well, because you understand the concept of proportional relationships. You just haven't called it that in your head before. But today is the day we are going to do it. And what you have learned here by looking at this chart is you have learned that one cookie equals 200 calories. And however many cookies you eat determines how many calories you eat. And all you have to do is say 1 times 200. Remember, that's my little multiplication sign. 1 times 200 equals 200. 2 times 200 equals 400. 3 times 200 equals 600. 4 times 200 equals 800. And 5 times 200 equals 1,000. So you figured out that we have to multiply every cookie by 200 calories in order to get the total calories consumed. So that is pretty straightforward, right? See, you are well on your way to understanding proportional relationships. Now, let me get a new sheet of paper here and let's do another one. And this one is automatically harder because you're probably not able to do it in your head. But however many pizzas you order, as you increase the number of pizzas that you order, you increase your total cost, right? So let's figure out what 35 pizzas is going to cost us. All right, let's. First thing that we have to do is figure out what our proportional constant is, right? I know that sounded fancy too, a proportional constant. Well, let's do it like this. 12 times what makes 60? Or you might want to think of it as 60 divided by 12 equals what? Well, using my handy dandy calculator, I will do 60 divided by 12 is 5. So 60 divided by 12 is 5. And let's remember, as long as we're doing this, that we don't usually write out division problems like this anymore now that we're doing algebra stuff. So we would do it like this. 60 divided by 12 equals 5. It means the exact same thing, right? 60 divided by 12 equals 5. And what this means is that 12 times 5 makes 60. And if this is a proportional relationship, which it is, it means that you can always multiply by 5. So 19 times 5, is that 95? Let's see, 19 times 5 is 95. And is 30 times 5 150? 30 times 5 is indeed 150. So this is for sure a proportional relationship because we are always multiplying by 5. That makes it a lot easier to figure out how much 35 pizzas are going to cost, doesn't it? Because all we have to do is multiply by 5. And 35 times 5 is 175. So it's going to cost us $175 to get 35 pizzas. And now that you know the trick, I can give you any number of pizzas and you would be able to tell me the total cost. For instance, what if I told you that we wanted to order 219 pizzas? How much is that going to cost? Well, it's going to be 219 times 5, which is $1,095. So, woohoo! All right, we did it. Okay, it does get a little bit harder because we don't have to use whole numbers or integers. Let's take a look at this one. Here we have fluid ounces given and the medicine received. This is like you're in a hospital and you're hooked up to one of those, bags, the bag, and it's on the pole and it goes into your arm like that. And here we have 20 ounces of fluid and we are getting 2.5 bits of medicine because the medicine is mixed with, water or saline or something like that. Okay, so anyway, that's what's happening here. All right, so we have 20 fluid ounces gives us 2.5 ounces of medicine. And here we have 32 fluid ounces gives us 4 units of medicine. And here we have 58 fluid ounces and it gives us 7.25 units of medicine. So if we get 65 fluid ounces, how much medicine do we get? Whew. Okay, so we're going to have to figure this out. 20 times what makes 2.5? Well, let's do 20 divide, let's take 2.5 and divide it by 20. 2.5 divided by 20 gives us 0.125. So I should be able to take 20 and multiply it by 0.125 and get 2.5. Let's see if that's true. 20 times 0.125 equals 2.5. Yep, so good. Okay, let's try this one. If we take 32 times 0.125, we get 4. Ooh, we have figured out the system. So if we take 58 times 0.125, we get 7.25. All right, so now this is your time to shine. Can you figure out how much medicine you get with 65 fluid ounces? You would take 65 times 0.125, and you would get 8.125 units of medicine. That is what it means when we say we have a proportional relationship. It means that you have a constant relationship that can be described mathematically. See, I tried to put it into English there and it didn't work. Examples are better than written out definitions. I'm just going to stick with that. All right. Anyway, I hope this helped you.